Afternoon, my name is Douglas Haig. I'm the Vice Chairman and Director for Wales for the Residential Landlords Association. Welcome to my first ever, podcast type thing. Forgive me if it doesn't work out as well as it should do, but Vanessa's left me to my own devices for now. So many of you may know about the concept of Rent Smart Wales at this point in time. It's the requirement for every landlord that owns a property in Wales to register themselves and all their properties that are based in Wales on a government scheme, which is costing you about £33.50 if you use the online application. If you want to manage your properties, you are going to have to get a licence and also get some training to be able to obtain that licence as a landlord. So that licence is going to be around £144 on top of the training costs as well. There is a separate scheme for agents which doesn't require a registration but does require actual licensing of yourself as an agency and all your staff. Now the cost of that could be anything between £144 or £3,728, and yes, you did hear that last figure correctly, so you better check out which type of agent you are and see if you fall under the remit for the very, very expensive scheme. So why have they brought it in? Well, the Welsh Government are claiming that by bringing in all of this registration and licensing scheme that they're going to improve standards of properties across Wales. Do I think that's going to happen, and do I approve this concept? No, I don't approve of it. I do thoroughly approve of it for agents. That's something that I think we've all been asking for a long time, is to improve the standards of agents and regulate agencies. However, with landlords, I just don't think that the requirement of getting every single landlord to register and license is appropriate. It's very much, to use it to coin the old phrase, a sledgehammer to crack a walnut. A similar scheme has been operating in Scotland without any real impact on the sector, and I believe that we could achieve the desired approach of the desired result of the Welsh Government through much more cost-effective means, and also by working together with the industry. So in terms of are we going to actually be able to improve the sector this way? No, I don't think it's going to happen. My thoughts on compliance is an interesting one, because the Welsh Government decided that on the very day of launching the scheme, and therefore it becoming law and a requirement to register and license yourselves, that only on that day would they actually release all of the information around the scheme. This was far too late. They didn't even release it to stakeholders previous to that. And it was very disappointing, and I think is indicative of the entire approach that the Welsh Government has taken through this process. In terms of increased regulation in this way, is not the answer. What would happen? What are good things to improve the Welsh PRS as a whole? Well, engagement with the sector, I think, has got to be key, because quite frankly, so far the engagement's been very poor. We've asked for a meeting with the Minister on a number of occasions and been refused, but in both this and the Rent Smart Wales Act, which is coming forth. So I think proper engagement with the sector and understanding it. I do think that accrediting licensing agents is going to help improve things. In terms of, if they really want to find out where all the rented properties are, the RLA suggests putting a tick box on a council tax bill that tenants can simply tick to say whether they're rented or whether they own their property. I think that's going to be a much more cost-effective way of achieving some of the registrations. In terms of advice for landlords going forwards, well, register is the number one. Register, you'll get information direct from Rent Smart Wales. Look into the licensing, understand and really understand what you will be able to do, because you will be able to do very little without a license with your property when it comes down to it. So make sure that you understand what you will and won't be able to do. We recommend all landlords license regardless of whether they plan to have anything to do with their properties on a day-to-day basis, simply because the rules and regulations are so tight. So do that, and of course make sure that you register it on the RLA website. We've got lots of information then. I'd love you all to become members as well, because more members as a united voice can help fight and the yet more regulation that's coming forwards. In terms of threats and opportunities, well, threats are that there's more regulation coming forwards, and only with the combined voice of everybody, the sector behind us, can we help voice your opinions and make sure that we get a reasonable deal going forwards, because there will be changes. There's going to be continual changes to the sector, and we just need to make sure those changes are sensible. Obviously, as well, keep up to date and contribute to the discussions that are going on Property Tribes. There's some excellent stuff on there, and give us your feedback on things as well, because we're here to represent the members, we're here to represent you, and by putting your case studies forward and your opinions forward, we can make sure that we get the best deal for members in Wales. And on that note, there's the RLA Black Friday membership. I haven't got much longer left to get it, unfortunately, but it's 50% off membership today if you go onto the RLA website. So this is Douglas Haig signing off from his first video cast, and I hope that went well. Thanks, guys.